New conversations on Power 98.7. Now we're talking.
10 minutes before 8 on Power Business. Let's go now to Fix My Biz, where we're diving into a challenge that holds many entrepreneurs and small business owners back, the fear of delegating. You've built your business from the ground up, you know every single detail, and handing over the reins even a little can feel like losing control. But this mindset could be limiting the growth of the business. Let's speak now to Francois Lubbe, a business coach and author. Thanks very much and welcome to Power Business, Francois, for joining us. Why is delegation such a common struggle for entrepreneurs? Why is this a common theme?
Thank you, Tehillah, for the opportunity. I think, something that plays a big role is then obviously because as a business owner, you started the business. It's like my baby. And you think you have to do everything yourself. And then something that really plays, kind of supporting that is with the belief maybe that how you've grown up, maybe learn from parents, grandparents. If you want to do this right, you do it yourself. And that belief is then manifested in why it is such a struggle, I believe.
Right. And at the same time then, what are some of the warning signs that a business owner or an entrepreneur are doing too much, that they've reached capacity, that the business is not able to grow any further?
Yeah. Well, first thing, I think, you look at the number of hours that business owners work, sometimes ridiculously long hours, never, take holidays, working on weekends. There's constantly just work. So you don't have time for the family, you don't have time for anything else. And in the figures, in the business performance, if it plateaus, getting stagnant, normally a warning signs that, the business is only that capacity if you do everything yourself. And it could also be in a demotivated team as well, because, team members want to grow. And how do they grow is by also getting more responsibilities. And that's why they join. You could actually lose your A players and people who have got an ambition to grow themselves. I think, those are aspects I think one can look at in terms of warning signs.
So now people have identified that there are warning signs, that they're doing too much, that they need to delegate. What's the mindset shift that they need to adopt in order to actually go ahead?
Well, it's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. And I think, you can learn from that. So delegation is about building trust. You're giving others a chance, to step up, so that you can focus on things that really grow the business and take the business forward. So letting go isn't a weakness. It's actually, I believe it's actually smart leadership.
And then in terms of prioritization, so how do entrepreneurs determine what they should be doing themselves and then other tasks or activities that they should be delegating? What's an exercise they can do to do that?
Well, I think firstly, you don't delegate your vision, you don't delegate your values. That's something that the entrepreneur must always take full ownership of. You work on the strategic areas of the business, what will grow the business, getting, set clear goals, a plan with strong strategies so that the team can actually then implement it. So, to delegate let's say the smaller task, the more routine task, the tasks that are, supported by systems as well, administrative tasks. So you have to understand what is the value of your time. So the something that could be done by someone else that you pay less per hour than what your value per hour is. And I think that is where you start to otherwise your business won't grow. So start with those things that are a smaller, smaller risk. There will always be risk. If you don't take on risk, the business will not grow. Just start with those and decide on what are the things that you are, what your strengths are that will grow the business. That's where you as a business owner must focus on.
5 minutes before 8 on Fix My Biz. Tonight, we're discussing how small business owners should be delegating or think about delegating and not being completely hands-on in their business. If you'd like to talk to Francois Lubbe, who's a business coach and author, ask him any questions, the number to dial is 0861 987 000 or send us a WhatsApp or voice note 083 303 7093. Francois, you spoke earlier about trust and the importance of trust. How do people start trusting the people? It's usually going to, of course, be their employees with these tasks and with their business.
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, you start with delegating maybe the smaller tasks, low risk, and then very important is get feedback. So once a task are delegated, that feedback to have a discussion about it. What was, how complex was it? What was the hardest part? What was the easier part? What is it that you've learned? So important to get the feedback and then feed forward based on this, what you've done now. What, is there anything that need to be done differently going forward? So that communication aspect is crucial, actually, to understand how was the experience for the person, what and can learn from it. Learning is absolutely a critical part of growth, and making sure that the person then also build the confidence, and you as a business owner then also build confidence once you start seeing what they can do, and I think a difficult one normally is that you feel because you need certainty, and what business owners do to give them certainty is they want to be present at the business. And I always say, but yes, certainty is an important primary need, one of the primary needs of human beings, but you replace the control part of being there, you replace that with proper measurements, which will also give you certainty. And I think based on, doing this, getting feedback, the people that you are being delegated to, they get more confidence, they grow, the business grow, and you as a business owner will learn from it and see actually, the difference that it makes.
And so it's very interesting to bring in metrics and measurements there. Have you seen in your business, as a business coach, an example of a successful entrepreneur who's managed to delegate and therefore managed to grow their business?
Yes, absolutely. I think I can mention one example of, it's a business that's been in business for close to 40 years, a family business, and the founder did everything. It's an engineering business, and once we started with the coaching, the process, actually, ultimately, that was a transformative, change, because at this stage, the business owner only worked 3 days a week at the business himself, gone on, off-the-grid trips for long, no connection, and the business has grown significantly, from in terms of profit as well. So that's one example I can quickly share. So once, because it's that to have that trust in people to what is it that really, and your ability to then let go, to trust that, so not having that fear. The fear is real, but it's also the business cannot grow if you don't take risks. One of the keys of a winning team that we use in Action Coach is is support in risk taking. And you support people, and because by taking risk, that's where you learn, that's where you grow, and the business will grow from there.
All right, thanks very much. That's Francois Lubbe, a business coach and author, encouraging business owners to take risks and to delegate for the growth of their business.
Power Business was proudly brought to you by MTN. Today, we make moves.